This is a Pod Dealers Network podcast.
All right, and welcome back to another episode of the What is TWS podcast. As always, I am your boy J. Flan, representing the White Pants Society, and I must thank you first and foremost for taking any amount of time out of your day to come chill with me, do whatever it is we do here, talk about whatever it is we talk about. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I do greatly appreciate that. Yeah, man. Sorry about last week. You know, some things popped up, I guess, mental health wise, that caused me to not get an episode in. It's really like procrastination. Like, I really wait until the last minute to get these things done. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning right now, when I'm recording this, to put it out later this morning. And we got down to that limit like last week, and then like right as I was getting ready to go record, you know, something came to my attention that just threw me for a loop. And yeah, man, it put a pause in the show, which I can't let happen, and I apologize for. But I'm back this week, and I think I have a much better episode planned for you. I really didn't have anything planned last week. I was just going to wing it, and you know, I actually got the script this week. I actually put some work into trying to get this thing done. I don't know if you can do this. I don't know if it's okay copyright wise, but I'm gonna do it anyway because shit was hilarious to me, and I gotta share it with somebody. I'm foregoing guess the ethnicity this week. Might, you know, put it on pause for a minute. I found myself like looking for stories, and then I was looking for stories with a certain ethnicity or not white, because like the last 3 that I've done have all been white, and I'm like, that don't seem right. They don't come across right. Don't come across white. Don't come across right. But if I start like trying to find stories with a certain ethnicity, I think then it loses the whole point of what I was trying to do. So I got to rethink how I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna put a pause in that. But this came up this week, and I think it's in the same vein, and I find it hilarious. So let's do this real quick. All right. So I don't know how many of y'all have seen this TikTok. I think the first one I saw was some people reacting to it. Again, I don't know if it's okay to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because that's what I do. I don't know. Enjoy.
Hey, Alexa, play that song by Kanye West where there are some guys in Paris.
You stumped me. I couldn't find a song with the lyrics where there are some
Alexa,
guys in Paris.
So there's this Kanye West song, right? And him and Jay-Z are in Paris. Can you play the song by Kanye West that takes place in Paris?
I like how Alexa's playing dumb.
Alexa, the Kanye West song that takes place in Paris. Can you please play that?
Was that play Kanye West?
Yeah, but specifically the one in Paris, you know, where the fellas are in Paris.
The fellas in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
I love the frustration.
Play Dudes in Paris by Kanye West.
That's what they should have named.
Here's a station for you based on the song Dark Fantasy.
No. Alexa, that's not it. That's not it, kid.
Let's kill that. No, I ran across that, and I love it. Like, and it should be a sign to all artists, all of us. We know, like, we know they say it. We know they say it. You put it in a situation where he can't even like pull up the song without saying it, and you know, maybe that was the whole point of the TikTok to show like, there's no options. What was that? Well, you know, he tried every which way he could think of to listen to niggas in Paris without having to say niggas in Paris, and it's fucking hilarious to me. It's I just wanted to share that because that's my sense of humor. That's what I find funny, and I think that was hilarious. Let it be a lesson to you all. The other thing I came across this week that was interesting to me was I was checking out the Conway the Machine album. I think it's what it's called, God Don't Make Mistakes or something like that. Dope album, super dope album. Really just kind of getting into Conway the Machine. You know, I've been a Benny the Butcher fan for a while. You know, seeing what they're doing in Griselda. Again, like I appreciate like lyricism and people who take the craft seriously, and people who just rap well, regardless of what you're rapping about. And these dudes do, I think, make an effort to like tell their whole story. Of course, you know, it's the drug bars, and it's a lot of you know that kind of imagery in the music. But they take it beyond that, and they do it, you know, at every moment, whatever the concept is, whatever the content is, they do it with skill, and I appreciate that. But Conway got a song on there with Jilly from Philly, the legend Jill Scott. And when I saw that, I'm like, I want to hear this one, and I'm expecting, you know, Jill to do like a hook or something like that. But she's spitting on this one, and I hadn't heard anybody say anything about it. Like, I'm like, did I miss the conversation about Jill Scott's verse on this Conway song? And maybe I did, because I don't pay that close attention. I don't know what y'all talking about half the time. But the Jill Scott verse caught me off guard, and let's listen to a little bit of it real quick.
Why I fuck with you most was the you that I get. It was the rhymes that you spit, your confidence in the dick. Why we stayed close, we wasn't monolithic. My lane taught you some game, you got me nice with a blip.
And I mean, she goes on like that for the whole thing, like talking about being in Buffalo or whatever. With kind of like she plays the role of whoever Kanye Maine was at the time, and shit is crazy. I don't know, like it's no deep message to that. I ain't got nothing important to say about that. I was just crazy ass verse from Jill Scott on a Conway the Machine song that I wasn't expecting, and I haven't heard, you know, many folks talking about it. I just thought it was super dope, so I wanted to share that with you. Let's see. One more thing before I get into the main stuff. We lost a legend this week. We lost Emilio Ernest Delgado. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. But he played Luis on Sesame Street. And like it really hits me some kind of way, because when I had my daughter, like I think right before my daughter was born, like we just lost a bunch of people that I thought it would have been dope to be able to like share with my daughter, like for us to have these shared experiences. Like, you know, before she was born, I had to come to terms with the fact that she was going to grow up in a world with no Michael Jackson, with no Whitney Houston, with no Isaac Hayes. Like all these people were gone, you know, before she got here. And it kind of had an effect on me. And I realized with this that here's one person that, you know, actually, you know, transcended the whole time period. Like he was around for me. He was on this show. He was on Sesame Street for more than 50 years. He started in 1971. So yeah, 50 years. Held the record for the longest running Mexican-American on TV. So yeah, Emilio Ernest Delgado, Luis from Sesame Street, he passed this week. But you know, legend, absolute legend. So I had to take a moment with that. And shout out for Drea from Drea's Point of View for sharing that with me. I would have had no idea it happened had she not sent me that link for that. So let's see. Getting into the proceedings this evening. What am I drinking tonight? I'm back on the hop tea. They had this new flavor that I just noticed, the really hoppy one. So I decided to add that to my my delivery for the week. And I really like it. Like I drank with a purpose. I drank like double IPAs, and I was looking for beers with like the highest ABV possible. And this reminds me of that. Like really hoppy, you know, really bitter, got that double IPA flavor to it to me. And again, you know, it's brewed with black tea. It's, you know, they just infuse it with the hops, no fermentation, so absolutely no alcohol, 0 sugar, 0 calories, all flavor. It's dopeness. And no, they do not sponsor the show. They probably should, but I don't know. I'm just waiting on them to cut the check. All right, so what we normally come here to talk about. This is going to be a Chef Elise centric episode. So let's go ahead and get into the Chef Elise report. So the big thing for me this week and over these past 2 weeks has been like trying to make sure I'm checking my motivations, that I'm staying in tune with why I'm doing what it is I'm doing, and that I'm doing things for the right reasons. And it's come up a lot with me in terms of just being a dad in the last, couple weeks, month or so, whatever. Firstly, last week was Sheffield Lee's first soccer game. So, I was excited about that, and I went out, to the soccer game. It got canceled the week before, so when we had our visit, we sat and we started making signs. I should have brought one up here, but I made what I thought was pretty dope signs with stickers and stuff all over them and colorful letters. Trying to do some stuff to, have an activity with my daughter and then show my support as a dad. And I felt really good about making these signs until it was like time to go to the game. And I realized that, I'm going to have to go someplace and hold these signs up. Like, it didn't fit my personality. I'm real low key. I don't like attention. I don't like people looking at me. And it's like, you go to this game and I'm like holding these colorful ass signs with hearts and flowers and, all kinds of whatever, stickers and stuff all over them. That I spend a lot of time doing. I'm like, this is going to draw a lot of attention. I don't know, is any other parents going to have signs and stuff like that? And, the first moment where I had to like check my motivations, like I didn't make the sign for other parents. I didn't make the sign to go out there and look cool. I didn't make the sign, to make friends or something like that. Like I made the sign to go support my little girl. And that was what it was going to do. When I showed up with the sign, she was like, I stole her focus for a minute. Like she wasn't really paying attention to the game. I had to like get her back into the game. Because there was dad, on the sideline, holding up these colorful ass signs saying, go Sweet Pea, go number 9, the Mustangs, and so she was happy, and that was the point. But, for a moment there, I was really worried about, like, how I was going to come across to these adults, who do nothing, to enrich my life. But I was real worried about, like, how they were going to take, me having these signs. And that's not what I came out there for. And so, I mean, that was the start of like me realizing like I gotta really pay attention to what makes me do what I do, why I'm doing what I do. And then more stuff happened. I had some really interesting experiences with Sheffield Lee's. Another thing happened, like you can't budget for parenting. Like you really can't. Like there's always the usual expenses like childcare and like food and stuff like that. Here's another funny story, right? Sheffield Lee's favorite cereal is Honey Bunches of Oats, and I don't know like where that comes. Like she is the oldest 6-year-old I've ever met in my life. Like Honey Bunches of Oats. Like I just started eating Honey Bunches of Oats. It didn't sound appetizing at all to me until a couple years ago when it was like I should be eating grown-ups. I think it was really like a genuine attempt for me to do something grown up. Like I'm gonna eat this grown-up cereal, and and she saw it in my pantry one day and like asked for it. Like it wasn't something I put on her. It wasn't because I ran out of other cereals. She was like, "Nah, I want the Honey Bunches of Oats." Because one of the things I wanted as a parent, one of the things I was excited about when I realized I was having a kid was that I could go back and do stuff that I couldn't do as a kid, with the excuse that I'm doing it for my kid. So like I was buying all the cereals I could never have as a little kid. Like I had, Fruity Pebbles, Fruit Loops, Corn Pops, all this stuff. Like I'm like, man, we're gonna have a ball. Like every time you come to Dad's house, we're gonna try another cereal and it's gonna be fun for me and you. And because growing up in my house, and I think all kids who grew up like a single black mom, I have no idea what it was like with single white moms, so that's why I'm not including you. I'm not trying to whatever. But when you was headed to the store, it was the same speech every time. Like, don't ask me for shit. So you would just be in that cereal aisle looking at all the Count Chocula's and all that other shit. Like, you know, all the cereals they made sound awesome on TV that you just knew you couldn't have them. You know, it was just me, my mom, and my sister in the house. So we had to have like one cereal to rule them all. She wasn't buying like multiple cereals. So we had to buy cereals that a kid would like and she would eat. So, you know, maybe if something went right that week, we got like Honey Smacks or something like that. But usually it was like puffed rice, which is the adult bland as fuck version, I guess, of Honey Smacks. Puffed rice, cornflakes. You wasn't getting Frosted Flakes, put your own sugar on them. Shit like that. So now that I got a 6-year-old, it's like, here's my opportunity to just, I get to go to the grocery store now and just, you know, be a kid. Like, what I want to try this week, you know, get all the cereals and blame it on my daughter. I'm buying it for a 6-year-old. But that's not how it went. She's seeing Honey Bunches of Oats up there, so now she wants Honey Bunches of Oats. Yeah, but I digress. Yeah, budgeting, you know, as a parent is always an expense, clothes, activity, something like that. And a lot of times you have that stuff planned, but then schools always come out of nowhere, you know, out of left field with just some bullshit. So this week, she had a fundraiser. Like, they was doing some sort of fun run, something like that. I guess it's supposed to be getting the kids fit and thinking about exercise and health and stuff like that. And at the same time raising funds for the school. And it was one of those like pledge deals, like, you know, where you have to pledge a certain amount of money for every obstacle they complete or whatever. And then they run the thing and your bill gets run up or whatever. And that's really weird to me because it feels like like reverse betting or something. It's like if I believe in my child, then I'm losing. Like, you know, if I'm pledging money, I think the more money I pledge, the more I intend to lose if I actually think my child is going to see this stuff through. Like, I wonder if there are parents that like just throw crazy numbers up there because they're like, hey, my child gonna fill his water bottle with chocolate milk. He ain't doing shit. Like, he ain't running near another obstacle. I can pledge $100 per obstacle and come out even at the end of the day. Like, nothing is going down. But, you know, and then another moment where I had to check my motivations because I'm sitting there trying to figure out how much I'm going to pledge per obstacle. You know, I think it's like 35 obstacles or something like that. So, you know, I'm doing the multiplication, I'm running the numbers, and and you go to this website, it's a page, and, you know, for your child, and you can see everybody who's pledged. And so first it was like, got to get in there first. Like, dad got to be the first one to pledge because, you know, I need people to know that I'm around and I'm here and I'm interested in stuff like that. Got to check my motivation. And then it was like the number. I don't want to jump out the window and act like I got it like that because I don't. But I also don't want to be pledging the least. I want to be, you know, up there toward the top if I can. But it should be about, you know, my daughter's education at her school and fundraising and, you know, and you know, contributing to that and contributing to, you know, my daughter feeling supported in doing this. But I'm more worried about, you know, how other people are going to view my pledge and if it's the right amount and how quickly did I do it. And that stuff like drives me crazy. Too many mental cycles spent on worrying about what somebody else think when it's not the important part of the majority of what I'm doing. But whatever, I pledged what I pledged, and then I forgot about it. Yeah, I completely forgot about it. And it's like the day or two before the fun run was supposed to happen, I see a message from her teacher, pretty much telling us how it's gonna go down, where it's gonna be, and they saying that parents are allowed to be there. Parents can be there, and you know, but it's on a school day, you know, aka a work day for me, and it's early in the morning, you know, like 8:30, you know, which is early to me. Actually, it was at 8:25, and that was the first thing that pissed me off because don't shit start at 8:25. It started at 8 or it started at 8:30. Like, I could even take 8:15, but 8:25 just seemed it just seemed stupid. Like you say 8:25, I start hearing Maxwell. Like, let's not play that. Let's not do that. You know it starts at 8:30. Just call it 8:30. What the fuck is 8:25? Don't whatever. Anyway, so I'm thinking about it. I think I wake up that morning, and I'm up mad early. I haven't been sleeping. Like I said, mental health stuff. So I haven't been sleeping well. So I'll get home from work in the afternoon, crash, wake up around 10, 11 o'clock, at night, and then just be up for the rest of the night. So I'm up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm making teas. I'm making some iced tea for, the next couple of days. I had something to drink. And then I'm cold brewing this black tea that I have with espresso and stuff in it. So that's like my coffee replacement, and I do a cold brew on that. So I'm up and I'm doing stuff, and it dawns on me, you up. I think my original idea was, I'm not going to the fun run because it's on a work day. I'm supposed to be at work, even though I work from home, and they're not gonna know. And it's early, like like maybe if it had been in the afternoon or something, I'd go. I had come up with a reason why I wasn't gonna go, and then all of a sudden, I'm up doing all this stuff at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I could make it. I could make it. Like, why? I shouldn't be going to sleep right now because I'm about to clock in. I'm up. I got the cold brew. Like, I can make it. And so I'm going back and forth about whether or not I should go, And the stuff is crossing my mind. The things that shouldn't be crossing my mind, shouldn't be a part of my decision are there. It's about other parents seeing me. It's about, being validated as a dad, making sure teachers know, that I'm around. And it's not even that I want them to know I'm around so that they understand the support system that Elise has. It's just like I want to be viewed as a good dad. And I'm like, this is the opportunity to be viewed as a good dad. And I'm going back and forth about it. And eventually the thing that got me to go was that I knew my daughter was going to be happy to see me. I knew it was going to be a big deal for her because she didn't know I was coming. It was going to be a surprise. I knew it was going to be a big deal for her, for dad to be there. And that if I missed out on an opportunity, I was going to feel bad for the rest of the day. So forget about, the impression to make on anybody else and parents and teachers and stuff like that. Go support your daughter because that's the person that you want to be, and that's going to mean the most to your little girl. So I did. I went. Let me say this as a quick lesson that I've learned over the last, year or so about being a part-time dad. Don't show up for shit early. Stop. I got to stop showing up for shit early. It's the worst. My daughter's 6. And so I'm showing up to events. I'm a grown-ass man. And I'm showing up to events for small children with no kid. Like, I'm usually there early before the kids arrive, before most people arrive. They setting up or whatever. And then here's this dude with no kid by himself. I normally, not 100% sure about where I'm going. So I'm wandering. I may be looking at my phone, trying to reread the email to understand where I'm supposed to be. I'm trying to find some place to be that doesn't look suspicious, and that's impossible. If you stand too far off in the distance, suspicious. If you real close to the area where little kids about to be with no kid, suspicious. Like, it's a lose-lose thing. I think maybe that was a unexpected benefit of making the signs for my daughter's soccer game, because it's like, at least if I'm there with these signs, who I'm attached to, that I'm here for the soccer games. I'm a parent, maybe it looks like I'm trying to throw you off the scent. I don't know. But yeah, don't be early as a part-time. If you're not the main custodial parent, if you don't have the kid, don't be early, because you just look like a grown man at a kid event by yourself. Creepy. It just fucking creepy. Back to the story though. So I got there early, and I had to sit through the pre-K students coming to do their thing. pre-K went first. And that was an experience because I looked even worse. I looked even creepier because now I'm there and the kids show up and they're doing their thing and I don't have one to claim. So now it really looks like, why are you here watching pre-K kids do something if you don't have a pre-K kid to be that? And, you know, sitting off to the side didn't help. Trying to look like I wasn't paying attention didn't help. Now I just like a bad dad. Like, if you're here, you must got a kid out there, but you sitting there with your headphones on or something. Like I don't know. I worry too much about stuff like that, but I'm gonna stop getting there early. I think I can get there late, and it's not a problem. I'm there. You know, being there early is a problem for me. But Elise's class finally showed up, and it was everything that I was hoping it would be. Like, she went nuts, made the trip worth it, hands down. Like, I saw them come in and I see where they're lining up and I'm, walking over there and it was just so funny because it was like delayed reaction. Like, she saw me, I waved at her. She saw me, she waved back. And then it's like, count to 5. She realized who she was waving at. And then like, she went crazy, jumping up and down. She's telling the teacher, that's my dad, that's my dad. She's telling other students, she's pointing me out. Like, I felt like a celebrity for a minute there. It was crazy. And then once again, the motivations, checking my motivations comes in. I start to almost get annoyed by it because I'm like, this is going to make the teacher think that I'm not around very often. Like, why is she so excited to see me if she just saw me, a couple of days ago, last week or whatever? I don't want people to think I'm never around. Like, and she's overreacting. Like, no, your little girl is happy to see you. And that's the greatest thing in the world. And I should just be happy about that. But it's like, but why was I there? Was I there so teachers felt a certain way about me and thought I was a good dad? Or was I there so that my little girl knew she was supported and that daddy loved her? And if I was there for my little girl so she knew that daddy cared enough to show up, then mission accomplished. I shouldn't feel no other kind of way about it. But, I'm working on that. But the shit started. She finally got out there, and she got serious. She got her game face on. She's a competitor. I love it about her. First thing I realized once they started running was it wasn't 35 obstacles. There were not 35 obstacles out there. And then nobody was fucking counting the obstacles. I don't know how many obstacles there were, but it's like they could run around the shit as many times as they want to. And but wasn't nobody counting how many obstacles these kids were doing. So basically I was locking myself in for whatever the multiplier was, whatever I pledged times 35, And that's not, I'm not mad. I'm just saying, like, you sold me on a premise that I was pledging per obstacle and you had no intention of seeing that through. You were just going to hit me for the max that you could hit me for regardless. I'm just saying, truth in advertising and integrity is important, especially when we're dealing with the kids. Teach the babies. Somebody should have been counting just to make me feel better. I wasn't going to check the numbers, but when it's clear that you just, whatever, like, I don't know, fucks with me. I ain't going to bore y'all with, like, a story about, this has already been too long, about kids running around the track. But it was, with everything with Chef Elise, there's always something hilarious that happens. So the first obstacle, they called it the floor is lava. And they had an adult run the course first and show the kids how to run a course. And I don't even think the adult took the floor is lava concept as seriously as, the floor is lava is supposed to be taken. Like, she just ran through it and did the rest of the things. When the pre-K kids did it, they got to the floor is lava section. And nobody, whatever. They just ran through it. They had like little stones or whatever, cones you could jump on, and you're supposed to jump from one to the other to get through the floor is lava. Nobody did it. Nobody did it. Chef Elise's turn comes on. Dead serious. The floor is lava. She found the first stone. She got 2 feet on it, and you can see her plotting her course through the thing. And kids is just zooming past her. Everybody's running past her. She don't give 2 shits. The floor is lava. I don't care if y'all don't respect the rules. I respect the rules. This is serious. Hey, and she took, and every time around, like, not just the first time around, not the second time around. Every time she came around, when she got to that point, it was stop, hold up, Let's get through this. The floor is lava. Y'all are dead. Everybody's dead that just ran past me because y'all don't listen. You know, and it was a beautiful thing. At one point, they had a lap where you were supposed to run with a buddy. So, you know, a little girl stopped and they held hands and they ran around. And they kept the buddy lap thing going until the thing ended. So for like 6, 7 laps, they ran holding hands. But every time they got to the floor is lava, it was like, go on. Like, you can go on because I ain't stepping in the lava. Like it was beautiful to watch as a parent because that is commitment to doing the right thing, whether or not anybody else is doing it. Like, I don't care that y'all not following the rules. I'm following the rules. No peer pressure. You're not gonna make me step outside of what I believe in so I can fit in. No. The floor is lava. Dead serious. And she made them, and the kids waited. They waited every time for her to get all the way through the lava before they ran the rest of the course. But every fucking time. Shouts to Chef Elise. She is a beast. I love her. Love her to death, if you didn't know already. But yeah, I'm not going to hold y'all too much longer. She did have another soccer game this weekend. And just another fun experience being a dad. You could tell all the parents there secretly were hoping that the game was going to get canceled. It was a little colder out here in Texas than it normally is. And everybody was hoping the game was going to get canceled, which it didn't. But we all showed up and supported our babies anyway. I do want to say this. This is a reminder to parents of kids in, 7 and under youth league, soccer leagues or whatever. No one's keeping score. Relax. Chill. Just let it go. Like, there are no scouts there. Ain't no scholarships up for grabs. Your kid is not losing anything if somehow a call don't go your way. Or I don't even know why it's the ref. Or who cares? Let them just run back and forth and kick the ball. I guess they trying to teach them the rules. That's cool. But it's no reason for you to be getting upset like that. No reason for you to be taking it that seriously. If your kid is having fun, if your kid is not crying, you shouldn't be this upset. Cause they having a ball. They don't care. They don't even know what's going on. Like, just they're not keeping score. It's amazing how many parents leave the game like talking about what the score was. There was no score. Yes, I know this team's scored this many goals and that team scored that many goals, but it doesn't matter. There's no champion at the end of it. Everybody gets a trophy. Chill, like, just fucking relax. And like even the ref that was reffing the game was a kid. He couldn't have been no older than like 14. Glasses, looked like he could have been in the Sandlot or something. Like, you yelling at the Sandlot kid, like, fucking relax. He don't know. He might be a little scared, intimidated by these 6-year-olds. Can you imagine trying to tell a group of 6-year-old girls not to do something? I don't want to do it. Of course, Sandlot didn't want to do it. Like, if you're going to get mad at the thing I wanted to do, if I was going to yell at the ref, I just wanted to one time, wait till he like missed the call and be like, "You're killing me, Smalls." Like, I just wanted to do it one time. He would have had no idea what I was talking about. The rest of the parents would have, had a laugh. That's how you do it. Like, don't take the game this seriously. The only person that I'm okay with taking the game as seriously as they do, and it's fucking hilarious to me, is the coach. Like, the coach of her team, he's pacing the sideline the entire game. He's just like barking out orders to these little girls who either don't know what he's talking about or don't care. Like, the ball is there, I'm gonna go kick it. Like, other than that, all the stuff you telling me about stand over here or spread out, you done said it 3 times and nobody's moved. Like, it's not happening. But he's pacing the whole time, and it looks like he's getting upset with like calls and stuff like that. And I want him to care. I love that he cares, but it is fucking hilarious. He got a little folded up piece of paper that he keeps with him, and he keeps looking at him. Like, ain't no plays on the paper, coach. Like, you're not calling plays. If you are, that's sad. But ain't no play. What are you looking at? I hope it's like your grocery list or something, and you thinking about what you got to pick up at Target after the game. Like, that'd be more productive than you sitting there trying to figure out what formation to call on it. Like, just let it go. But these people take it real seriously, and that adds to the fun for me. Yeah, and it's just jokes, Coach. I love you, Coach. Like, you're doing a great job. Appreciate you. But it's a good time. Clearly, I have a good time going out there, and that should be the reason why I go out there. And I'm trying to make sure that I view that as a reason that I go out there, because I've been out there, and there are people who knew me from, or knew of me from, the period before I got sober, before the divorce, and people who had not so kind things to say about me, or horrible people who had horrible shit to say about me, and horrible opinions of me. And I see them at these games, and sometimes I feel a sort of way, and then I have to remind myself why I'm there. I'm not there for them. I'm not there to prove to them I'm a good dad. I get wrapped up in it a lot. Like, I know there are people who think I'm a certain thing, or heard that I was a certain thing, and I want to prove to them that that's not true. And it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. You know, character over reputation. You know, I want to be a good dad. So let me focus on being a good dad, regardless of if anybody sees it, understands it, believes it, whatever. That's not important. Like, do what I know is right because I know it's right, and not because, you know, I don't want anybody to see me doing wrong. Like, that shouldn't be my motivation. And you can spend your life trying to do everything right, and people still, you know, think you're an asshole. Right? So there's no point to it. You know, to take it back to, you know, what my mom used to always say. I was getting ready to call her Flan Dog, but she hates that, so I ain't gonna do it. But getting back to what mom used to say, you know, Jesus Christ was perfect, and they crucified him. You know, so what chance do you have? Like, you could do it all the right way, and people still want to see you however they see you. It's important that you are being the thing that you want to be, that you are motivated by making the decisions that somebody who is what you say you are would make. And that's what I'm trying to do. Character over reputation, or AKA fuck them. But yeah, that's how I gotta live life. So that's what it is for me right now, man. Keeping track of my motivations. Why am I doing what I'm doing? And am I doing it for the wrong reasons, which is causing me to be upset? I wouldn't be upset if this wasn't my focus. I wouldn't be upset if this wasn't the reason that I was here, and the reason that I should, you know, in a lot of these situations where I was upset, the reason why I was there was to be, you know, a good dad. And if that's what I was doing, then what other byproducts or whoever else's feelings was involved shouldn't matter to me at all. So that's all I got for you this week. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. As always, I definitely appreciate the support. The podcast is growing. If you like what you heard, you know, this afternoon, or this whenever you're listening to this, please, you know, I can't even remember right now. Rate, review, subscribe, rate, and review. There we go. Subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a rating or a review or a comment, whatever. I think I'm titling this one, Let's Not Play the Game. I thought about 4 a.m. on Palm Springs, or The Floor is Lava. I could always change the title. If you want to hit me up in one of the comments and let me know if you think it should be titled something different, that would be dope. If you got any guess the ethnicities for me, where you did the looking and it ain't on me what ethnicity it turns out to be, I'd appreciate that. If you just want to share anything funny with me, or anything, you know, you think is relevant or going on, it's hard finding content for this thing every week, especially with how unhip and unplugged I am with the real world. I have no idea what y'all be talking about half the time. So if you want to hit me to something, you know, please do. I'm surprised nobody said anything to me about that Jill Scott verse. I don't understand how that happened. But my usual calls to action. I got to hang out with Zaya Fitness again this weekend. We went and got some barbecue. We really got to stop taking him to barbecues and non-vegan restaurants. That's just not cool. But if you're looking to get your fitness and your nutrition together, Zaya Fitness is the man. He can get you where you need to be. You can hit him up at livealphafitness.com. That's LIV alphafitness.com. He can get you right with all your fitness goals, nutrition goals. Zaya Fitness, livealphafitness.com. Then, as always, hit up the What is TWS merch store. That's whatistws.com/store. Coupon code hoodie season, HOODIESZN, will get you 20% off your entire order. So what am I rocking today? To stay connected. That's what we need, especially at times like this. We need to stay connected. So that's the message for today. I've lifted it up 3 times and I don't think you can see it right there. Stay connected. Get you one at the What Is TWS merch store. 20% off, hoodie season, whatever. But with that being said, that's all I got. It is 6:30 in the morning. I'm going to edit this and get this out to you this morning. Bet. Watch me work. But until we speak again, y'all be safe, be easy, be the light. And notice, if you know nothing else, I love you.